I don't know how to start a video, but I'm Hootless. This is the Sponsored Files, and today I'm going to be playing RunGunJumpGun. It's a game developed by 33, published by Gambitious Digital Entertainment. It's $8 on Steam, and I believe it's also available on mobile, though I don't know if that's limited to just iOS or just Android or both. And I can't speak for how much it costs on there. I'm going to throw in right here, nice and early in the video. If you guys are sensitive to light, be aware that there are lots of flashing lights in this game. It's not enough to affect anybody who isn't sensitive to light, but if you are sensitive to light, then, be aware. And you can decide whether or not you want to watch this on your own based on that. Moving on though, this game does have 3 areas, it looks like. I don't know if there's more that are unlocked later, but this is the credits, so, probably not there. It's sort of a runner type game. I'll go back to the beginning here. So essentially, you hold left shift to jump, you hold the right shift to shoot, and jumping shoots down, shooting shoots forward. I'm gonna let myself get killed actually, so that I can grab all of these. But basically, that's the entire game, is left shift to jump, right shift to shoot, and you use that to get through varying levels of difficulty here. Hey, got all 12 that time. So there are the things that you can collect. It doesn't seem to have any bearing on anything if you collect them or if you don't collect them, other than the fact that levels take a certain amount collected to unlock. Like, to unlock the further areas you guys might have seen on the main menu, requires a certain number of atomics, which is those things. If you don't collect enough of them, then you don't unlock new places, but I assume other than that there's not really any reason to try to perfect it. Other than, personal boasting or whatever. Oh, I already hit the checkpoint. So that's basically the whole gist of the game. I mean, this guy will say things, and there's other people that say other things. But the game is just run forward, jump, shoot, try to survive, try to get to the end. It actually gets fairly difficult. Whoops, fairly quickly. I mean, oh. I've only made it as far as the third section, I want to say. Maybe 4th section on this first area. So I can only assume if it's gotten this difficult so quickly, it probably gets even harder later on. Each of these little segments here is in fact a section though, and you do a bunch of them to add up into the full actual section that is called a section in the game. I probably won't make this too long. I'll just do the first section, and I'll let you guys decide whether or not you want to get it from that. And it's a good time if you're into this kind of game. Like I said, it's on mobile. I don't know how much of the game is there. I don't know if it's all on mobile. I don't really play mobile games at all, just because my phone isn't particularly good. So I can't run mobile games very well. And on top of that, I have relatively old phone. And it's an Android, so I can't play any of the iOS exclusive games or anything. So like I said, I don't know. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I have a friend who has it on mobile, or is interested in getting it on mobile. I don't know, something. But here we are, we're on PC, it's on Steam. I think I mentioned that it's on Steam. If not, it's on Steam, it's $8. I probably mentioned that though, honestly. And there's not a lot else to say. I mean, I'm saying I mean a lot, but you just go through the levels, you collect the things, you don't die, that's it. It's a pretty interesting game. I mean, I didn't go into this thinking it'd be particularly interesting. I'm actually, oh, did not go nearly high enough that time. It's not usually my style of game, but this one's pretty good. Also, I thought this would be a bit more side-scrolling shootery. More in a different way than it is. It is a side-scrolling shooter game, in a literal sense. But, in a more metaphorical sense, I expected it to be like a spaceship. And you go around shooting with the spaceship. It's not what it is. Also, this section introduces guns, which are, they're pretty tricky. They fly at the same rate, the same pattern, all the time, so really you just have to figure out where it's safe to stand. and not fall directly into a bullet like I did just there. Whoops. Probably should go like a tiny bit higher or a tiny bit lower there, rather than managing to just perfectly every time hit only the last bullet. There we go. And we'll just sort of coast by here. Get through everything, because we go slightly faster, and we did unlock a new world there. He thinks he ate something funny, apparently. You can destroy most of the obstacles here. Like, you can destroy the guns, you can destroy the rotating saws, you can destroy the barrels, of course, which is what you're shown to destroy in the first place. But you can actually, as long as you can get your gun shooting at them, you can destroy it, except for the spikes, which can't be destroyed for some unfathomable reason. And a lot of things, of course, are going to be in a place where you won't be able to shoot them just because of, like, where they're sitting. But there's a lot of things where you actually can shoot them, and maybe you should, I don't know. I don't know what the strategy is here. That shows you right there that you can shoot saws by forcing you to shoot a saw. It's also a pretty intuitive game, as one would expect from a game that only has 2 buttons. Still very difficult, though. Much like the, what was it called? The Impossible game? The one with the box, and you had to do the jumping. That was only 1 button, and that was still really difficult. Also really satisfying to beat. Although I guess you could say the same about, like, really any game that's difficult. It's just satisfying to beat because it took you so long to beat it. Also that, you know, you gotta shoot a lot of things there. I probably got all of the gems before on that one anyways, all the atomics, excuse me. Gotta use the proper vernacular. And I do go slightly faster than the bullets, which is really inconvenient when I'm trying to go up like that. Then again, I am being propelled by more bullets. And as we know, more bullets are better than 1 bullet. Only got 6 out of 12 that time. It's totally fine. Like I said, no bearing on anything, apparently. Other than unlocking the levels. And I already unlocked the level, the next world area thing, off of like half of the levels in this one. So I doubt you have to get even like 50% of the atomics to be able to unlock everything. And that's not really too much of an ask. You can generally get like, you know, about half of them each level, relatively easy. And that was the first 2 sections. There are, if I press escape here, if I press escape here, thank you game. No, please, escape. You can see that there's 4 sections in this first area. I don't know if the second and third areas have 4 sections, if it's, you know, 120 levels total. I haven't gotten that far. I've only played this much, but it's a pretty neat game, I'd say. You know, it's a pretty coolio game. My only problems with it really are the fact that there's no resolution options, first of all. There's no option menu at all. So, I had to resize it pixel by pixel myself to get it to 1280 by 720. And I'm glad that some games do that, like they won't let you set the resolution inside of the game, but you can drag the window to fit it to your needs. That's pretty good. I'd rather have the drop-down menu or whatever, of course, so that I can, you know, skip that work, but the fact that I can resize it instead of being forced into full screen is totally fine. And also there's no option to switch from full screen in this, so you have to like Alt-Enter, which is usually the keybind that switches things from full screen to windowed. But if you do that and you resize it, perfectly fine. There's also no sound options built in, so I had to turn it down a lot in my operating system, but I'm pretty used to having to turn things down in my system anyways, just because everything's really loud on my computer. But beyond that, it's a pretty good game. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed watching this. If you did enjoy this and are interested in this game, there's a link in the description. But if you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, leave a comment, and if you aren't already subscribed, I really recommend it. It helps out a whole bunch, and you get these videos straight to your inbox every day at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But other than that, I'll see you guys all next time. Leave a like and a sub and a comment would be cool. And maybe you could check out more of my channel. Bye.